I'm going to rank every WoW talent spec icon based on how cool they are. So there's currently a bunch of tier lists about WoW talent specs all over the internet, right? Of just like the best talent specs, the worst talent specs, the talent spec you should play for your class, right? But that's not what we care about here, all right? This channel is about the pointless and the dumb. And so I was like, dude, what could we do with talent specs, right? Like, what type of tier list could we make with talent specs that is pointless and dumb? And that's what I figured out. We're going to go through everyone and rank them based on how cool they are. So let's jump right into it. We are going to rank, we have the Hunter's abilities up first, or the Hunter specs. And we start with Beast Mastery. Now, the Beast Mastery talent spec icon is pretty cool. I do think it's one of the better icons. I'm just determining if I'd want to put it in S tier or A tier. Because, like, you have a Devil Soar or a T-Rex or something, right? And you have, like, a wolf and a panther or a cat. And it's got, like, these sunbeams kind of behind them. It almost feels like they're charging forward in a way, or they're all just, like, you know, almost like getting sent out to attack like they're Pokemon or something. And I think the icon actually does a good job of showing that. And you know what? I think it's good. I'd put it in the S tier. I'd say the only downside is maybe I'd choose a different color scheme. Like maybe instead of yellow, I'd go with like a red or a green, because I think that might be better hunter colors. But I mean, it's not terrible. Like it still fits. So I'd say that's an S tier icon for talent specs. Now next up, we have the marksmanship icon, and this one's interesting because it looks like there's a bunch of arrows that are stuck in this target, and then there's like a spear that's also stuck in the target. At first I thought that was an arrow, but I think all of the other little things are arrows, so it's a little confusing until you like really kind of analyze it. And even then I'm like, I'm not completely sure, but I'm pretty sure, right? But it still gets the point across, right? Like, I know this is a marksmanship hunter. I know you're going to be doing ranged attacks. I do think the target looks pretty cool with all the things. I would change up how the arrows look, or you know, maybe in fact maybe I'd go with a bow or something instead. That might be better. But you know, I'm kind of just, you know, I'm nitpicking here with little stuff. So I'm gonna put it in the A tier. Like, I think it's okay. I think it's pretty good. Then we have a survival hunter, and I'm not gonna lie, I've never truly played a survival hunter. So I don't even know like their true abilities. I mean, I know they're more of like the hybrid hunter, right? Like melee, range, various abilities with just like numerous hunter abilities. I think they have camouflage, right? So that does kind of tie into this. I do think the icon looks cool. It's like this, you know, maybe an elf. I think she's an elf hiding in the brush with like a bunch of leaves surrounding her. I think that one's pretty cool. So you know what? I'd put that in S tier. I think the hunter actually has some really solid talent spec icons. I'd probably just tweak this one a bit, but like overall, I think hunter's pretty good. Druid. So Druid, we have balance. And like, I think this one's a little outdated. I think it could be updated because this is just like the Moonfire ability, you know, like, and it's kind of like grainy. You can't even really tell what it is. Like, if somebody looked at that and they didn't play WoW, they'd be like, is that like a shooting star? Which I guess, you know, that it gets the point across, but I think it could be taken to another level. I think it could even incorporate some sort of like boomkin on it. Maybe, because I mean, we have other, you know, talent spec icons with things on it, like a dragon breathing fire, maybe like a little moonkin icon with like a star above it. That'd be kind of cool. But like, it's not terrible. Like, I'm not saying it's bad. So I'm just gonna put it in like the B tier. Like, I don't think it's terrible. I don't think it's great, but like, it gets the point across. It's pretty good. And a little outdated. So then we get the feral talent spec. I almost said the cat form talent spec. Of course, everyone's favorite cat form talent spec. Which, I mean, that is kind of what it is. And like, again, like, it's okay. Same thing with the Guardian. Like, they're okay, but there's nothing really exciting about them. And I would say just from looking at them, you would be like, okay, it's some sort of animal shape-shifting thing, right? But I think, you know what? I'm gonna I'd even consider putting these in the C tier. Like, I think they're okay. I don't think they're terrible or anything, but I think they could be improved a lot. Like, it almost feels like these are, just comparing them to the Hunter ones, they don't feel as good. And I love Druids. I'm a Druid main currently. I've played Druid in Wrath of the Lich King. I play Druid now. I do think these talent icons could do with some updating. Because again, I mean, these are all from like actual classic WoW. And then Resto, I actually do like the Restoration talent icon. The leaf kind of floating here. It's I believe it's the same icon that Tranquility uses. Or not, no, not Tranquility. The other Druid heal. I don't play Resto Druid either. there is the other Druid heal he uses. Okay. I'm actually gonna put this in the A tier. I actually like the Resto Druid one a lot because there's a leaf. You know, it kind of has this almost like angelic glow around the leaf. So I think you can put together what's happening, right? You're like, okay, this is some sort of healing class. I don't think you'd look at this and be like, oh, this is damage or tanking. I think you would see this and assume it is like a healing thing. So I think it does the job of telling you what it's going to do, which is, you know, saying that it's a resto spec. And then I think it looks pretty neat. So yeah. Next up, we have the rogue talent specs, starting with good old-fashioned, what's it called? Assassination. I almost said poison rogue. Dude, I'm so bad at remembering what these talent specs are. So we have Assassination. And I think this one's pretty good. Is it S tier? I think it's S or A tier. I don't... You know what? I think I would just put it in A tier. But it's close. I feel like it's kind of similar to the Hunter... the Hunter one, where it looks pretty cool, but the daggers... I don't know. They look kind of weird to me. I feel like the daggers could look a bit better. But I do like that they're dripping with poison. I think the actual like poison effect on the daggers looks pretty cool. But there's just something about it I don't like. And I think it's the daggers. So like, I think it's an A tier. Outlaw Rogue? I'm not gonna lie. I think Outlaw Rogue kind of sucks. Like it's just like it's a sword. And it's got like some yellow and red stuff around it. Like, I think I'd put it in the C tier. Like it's not like the worst, but like, I don't know. And like when you see it, you don't really think like, oh yeah, that's Outlaw Rogue. The only reason you would think it's Outlaw Rogue is because you've seen Outlaw Rogue and seen that attached to it and been like, okay, that's Outlaw. Like, I don't think it does a good job of like telling you what the talent spec is and just looking cool. Which I guess actually I'm kind of breaking my own rules for this video and being like, I'm going to rank them based on how cool they are. And then I've gotten into like talking about if they actually do a good job of describing what they're supposed to tell you about the class, right? Which, you know what? I think it kind of goes hand in hand a little bit though. So I'm kind of judging both of them. But yeah, I think it just kind of sucks. In fact, you know what? I still like these, I think, more. You know what? I'm going to put it in the D tier. I don't even care. I don't like it. I don't like it. The subtlety. I think subtlety is pretty cool. Like you get the guy hiding in the shadows. Kind of have those leaves similar to the Survival Hunter one. I always thought it was cool as the stealth icon too. I'm gonna put it in the S tier. I think it's pretty neat. Then we have Prot Warrior, which another very old icon. And I mean, it's okay. Like it's a shield. It's telling you you're a Prot Warrior, right? So I think I'm gonna put it. I'd probably put it in the C tier. It may be B tier. You know what? Okay, I'll put it in the B tier. I do think it looks pretty cool, but it's kind of on the same par. It's a little outdated. I don't think it's as cool as the S or the A tier ones, but I do think it's better than these. So I'm going to say that. Fury Warrior. Fury Warriors always confused me because it feels kind of weird to me. Like it almost feels Paladin-esque. It reminds me more of like a Ret Paladin than it does a Fury Warrior, because they have like these wings coming out of their helmet. You know what I mean? And I don't know. It never really gave me that Fury vibe. Like when I think of a Fury Warrior, I think of like, you know, Bloodlust or just like going crazy with rage. I don't really get that from this. The only reason I get that from this is the color scheme, right? It's like red and orange, which is very like, bruh. So I get that. I like the color scheme, but I always thought the wings and the helmet just didn't fit. Like I'd rather it be like a muscle, or like we have that, we have like the actual like berserker rage like icon. Like there's plenty of abilities that actually match, I think, Fury Warrior more than the actual talent icon. So you know what? I'm going to put it in the C tier. I don't think it's terrible. I do like the color scheme. If the color scheme wasn't this, I think I'd put it in D tier, honestly. And we have Arms Warrior. And I think this one's pretty decent. You have the axe coming down. It's got some cool colors. You can pretty much figure out, like, hey, this is a two-handed weapon warrior, right? Like, I think that is pretty good. I don't think it's the coolest. I don't think it's the worst. I think it goes in B tier. I do think I would take all these over it. I think it's about the same as these. But I think it's closer to A than these two are, to be honest. Oh god, I don't even know what these which specs are these. We have Evoker, which is augmentation, and then we have devastation and preservation. This one's, it's kind of just okay. I'd probably just put it in the C tier. I'm not really a big fan of it. I guess it's just kind of whatever. It's a it's a floating crystal or whatever, right? Like whatever, it's okay. I do think the dragon one is much cooler though. The fire breathing dragon, that's the devastation talent spec. I would put that one in the A tier. Maybe even S tier. It's close, but you know what? I am gonna put in the S tier. I think it's pretty cool. I like the fact that there's just like a fire. Like when you compare this to like some of these lesser ones, like it does feel pretty cool. So I'm gonna put it up there. And then this one's like it's okay. Again, it kind of has the same vibe as the Druid, Resto Druid. But I actually think like Resto Druid just seems cooler to me. I like the color scheme more. It's a bit more clear. This one, I think it's like a B tier. It's getting the point across, but like it's kind of whatever. It's I don't know. Like it's a plant. Like I don't know. All right, Death Knight specs. It's literally all the same except different colors, and they all have slightly different variations of gems or whatever on their head. So I mean, I do think they're pretty cool, actually. I think I'd put all of them in A tier. I think they're pretty neat. I actually like that they did this and did like the different colors and slight variations of the gems and things like that. I think it does a good job of giving you that vibe. Like blood is obviously red, frost is blue, and then green is like, you know, the unholy, right? And so you kind of get that vibe just from the colors. I think that's pretty cool. I wouldn't say it's S tier, but I do like that. I'd say it's A tier. Mage talent specs. I'm gonna like these are also pretty dated, but they're still good. I don't think they're A tier or S tier. I think they're B tier. Like I think I'd put them all in B tier. Like they're fine. They're pretty good. I think they could definitely be updated. They could look cooler, but they get the job done. You know what? Now that I'm looking at it, I might even put this plant in C tier. I think it's kind of boring. Like it's not that great. It needed, yeah. I'm gonna move it down. I think this is fine for these. Then we have the Demon Hunter specs, which I don't really play Demon Hunter. So I have to, what is it? Devour, right? Or no, Vengeance, Havoc, and Vengeance. And then Devour is the nude one. They didn't put Devour on this list. I guess this list is kind of outdated, but Havoc and Vengeance. I don't, honestly, there's something about these I don't like. I do like this one more, slightly more than this one for some reason. It just feels like there's a bunch of stuff going on in this one, and I don't really know. I feel like I just don't really know what's going on. I don't know what it is. I think this one, it's got like the demon wings. You can see pretty clearly, and like it's got the horn. Like, I'd say this is like B tier. I'd put this in the C tier. Like, I don't really like it. I don't know. Same way, you know what? Same with Demon Hunters. I'm just not a Demon Hunter fan. Hold on here. Now we have Ret Paladin. I am a big fan of Paladins. All right, we have Ret, Prot, and Holy. And you know, Ret it's a little outdated, obviously, right? Like this from way back in the day. But I think it's pretty cool. You have like this aura around it, the like beams of light shining off of it. And it's almost like I can picture a paladin holding this hammer up and being like, oh, right? And I think that's pretty neat. I put it in the A tier. I think that's pretty solid. I don't know. I think the purple aura around it, I think kind of doesn't fit to me for paladin. I think if they would have went with like even a yellow or like an orange type of aura, I think that would have made more sense. And that might have made me even push it up the S tier. I don't really like the color scheme for it. I like, well, only the purple. Like, I don't think it's bad. I just don't know if it fits. So, but I do like these beams of light kind of shining off it. So yeah, I'm going to say that. Prot Paladin. I don't know. Like, I think it's okay. I think it's okay. I don't know. You know what? I kind of... The more I look at it, I'm not a big fan of it. It reminds me of like a Transformer. It really reminds me of a Transformer for some reason. I don't know. There's just something that like... I feel like it could be better. Wait, is it? I think it's like a shield. I think it's supposed to be a shield and like wings on the side. But like I can't stop seeing a Transformer's face. Like his mouth, his nose, the eyes. The ears, like, and it just makes me think, I don't know. I feel like it could be a little more clear on what it is, and I think it's okay. The Holy Paladin. Okay, you know what? I think I'm actually gonna move this to B tier, just because I think I keep seeing the Transformer, and I think there's something cool about that, where it's like you look at one thing and it's looking like another. I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna move that up, and I'm gonna put this one in C tier, because this is just kind of like these, or it's a little outdated, but I mean, you can figure out what you are, right? Like it's a holy, but then it kind of sucks though. Like, it feels like it's like a paladin threw up a bunch of light onto the ground, you know? Like, you know what? I'm actually going to put it in D tier. I think they could do a lot better than that. I'm not a big fan of the Holy Paladin one. Now that I keep looking at it, it gets worse and worse to me. It's just a blob of light. So yeah, no, I'm actually not a fan of it. Shadow Priest. I always like Shadow Priest. It's also the same icon as Shadow Word Pain, I believe. So I've always liked the color scheme, the skull. I'm actually going to put this in S tier. I like it a lot. I like Shadow Priest. Then we have Holy Priest, and this one is like the complete opposite of Paladin. Well, you have Holy Paladin, which is just a blob of like light vomit. Holy Priest is like an actual spirit healer, which I think is awesome, right? Like I feel like that's the best type of one, where you get this thing, you're like, dude, I know what I am. I'm going to be this like spirit healer. I'm, you know, a holy priest. I'm going to be healing just like the spirit healer. Like it, I feel like it does a really good job doing that. While this is just like, discipline priest. I don't think this one is as cool, but it still does a pretty good job, right? Like, you know, it's a shield. It's got light beams coming off of it. So you're obviously working with shields here. I think it looks pretty cool. I'm going to put it in the A tier. Yeah, I mean, priests are pretty solid. I think priests have some pretty good talent spec icons. Now we have the monks, and I don't really play monks. Well, I'm gonna have to check which each one is. So we have Brewmaster, Mistweaver, and Windwalker. So, honestly, I think it's weird that the Brewmaster doesn't have like a keg of brew on their icon, right? Like it's an ox, which like I get that they still, you know, that's like part of their thing still, but like you would think like a Brewmaster would have an actual keg on his icon. Or her icon, right? Like it just, that makes sense to me. So for that reason, I am going to drop it. I think it's cool, but I think it should be a keg. I'm going to put it in the B tier. Then we have this one, which is like a dragon, and it looks pretty cool. It's like a different style. It's a little like grainy though, but I think a lot of these are just grainy. I think it's just like the thing. I think it's pretty cool though. I think this goes in the A tier. Maybe even S tier. It's pretty cool. Since it's Mistweaver and it's kind of got the mist. You know what? I actually will put it in the S tier. I actually like that. And then Windwalker is kind of like this crazy tiger looking guy. Which I actually do think is pretty cool. But it's almost like I have a hard time even figuring out what he is. He's like a he's like the white tiger or something. I'm going to put it in the A tier. I think it's cool, but I think it could be a little better. I don't know. That's just my own personal opinion. Listen, I don't really play monk. All right. So maybe there's somebody like, he uses the white tiger abilities. Okay. I get it. All right. I don't play monk. And I'm making a tier list based on how cool these icons are. All right. We're at like the bottom of the barrel of World of Warcraft content right now. Alrighty, lightning bolt, which is elemental shaman. We're onto the shaman ones here. This one's like okay, right? Like it's a lightning bolt. It's telling you what it is. It kind of reminds me of the like firebolt and frostbolt for mage. It reminds me of, or like the boomkin balance one. So I'm gonna put it there. I think it fits with those. Enhancement shaman. I actually think this one's pretty good. It feels like a slightly better ret paladin to me. So I think I'm going to put it in the A tier. But I'm tempted to put it in the S tier. You know what? I think I will. I think it does a good job of telling you what it does. I think it looks pretty cool. The color scheme's pretty good. The only downside, I think, is that the actual weapon looks kind of small, but I don't know. It's getting the point across. You know what? I'm gonna put it in the S tier. I think it's pretty good. Then we have Resto Shaman, which I always thought was a bit of a weird icon, right? Like this, like goblin orc looking hand, but like they have like Grinch fingers. You know what I mean? Like, is this the Grinch or something? And then they have like this glow. Like, I think Resto Shaman could be a lot better. If I was redesigning this, I'd probably even just like a totem, like some sort of like healing totem, I think would make sense. Or maybe a totem with a bunch of leaves around it. Like, I think that would be really cool and make a lot more sense. Like, don't get me wrong, you know, the classic icons are great. I love the classic icons, but this one just, I think we could use with some updating on this one. I think it's D tier. I think it's down with these. Sorry, anyone that likes the Resto Shaman icon, but like I don't hate it. I just think it could be a lot better, and it doesn't really fit very well, and I think it's kind of whatever. Warlock, the final ones here. We have Affliction Warlock with this skull melting and the green flames. I always thought this was really cool. This is also the same icon as Mortal Coil, I believe, right? I'm going to put that in the S tier. I love that. Then we have the Demonology Warlock, which again, I think this one is also really cool. You have like the flaming eyes and the like this like demon looking elf guy or whatever it is, or I don't know, but I always thought that one looked really cool too. I'm going to put that in the S tier as well. I think that's a great job. Like if you tell somebody, yeah, this is Demonology, they're going to be like, yeah, that's pretty cool, right? At least I would. And then we have Destruction Warlock, which is a bunch of meteors falling from the sky. And, you know, it's pretty cool. Again, I think it reminds me of these kind of B tier, you know, the lightning bolt, the fire bolt, the frost bolt, stuff like that. The beam. And there we go. That's my list. Let me know what you agree and disagree with down in the comments section below. I guarantee there's going to be some people who are just like, I love Outlaw Rogue, right? Like, let me know, or tell me which ones you think should be lower. Tell me all your thoughts. Like, comment, subscribe, leave all your stuff down there. If you want more dumb tier list videos, I'll put some up on the screen. I just made one about how long you'd survive IRL in every WoW zone. And then I also made a WoW classes ranked by whether I'd want to be one in real life or which ones I'd want to be in real life. So go check those out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Okay? Okay. See ya.